Hello, everyone. It is the summer solstice 2021, the longest day of the year, the most sunlight of any day in 2021. 2021. I don't know if it's proper to say 2021 or 2021. Everyone says 2021. So 2020, that was last year, 2021. And because it's the longest day, I have my little, I guess it's just a stress ball, but it's not really a ball. It was a promo from SPI, Solar Power International, which I hope to be going to this year, but I might not be able to. Because of, I'll put them right back there, because of work constraints and family constraints as well. But I want to cover on the longest, sunniest day of the year, the number one thing that anyone looking to invest or go solar, invest in solar or energy savings, the number one thing they should know. And that's how much power do you use? How much power do you use monthly? And that number varies, obviously, because of air conditioning and weather, things like this. And how much, there goes my phone, how much you use yearly. So every year, how much power do you use in total? And what I mean by that is in kilowatt hours. So if I grab a quick power bill, I should have one floating around here. I should have probably prepped a little better, but actually I'll just grab a notebook here. I have one of my old notebooks, and we had here was the number of the months here, and you would put the number of kilowatt hours average for each month that it showed on the power bill, and right there you would multiply by the number of solar hours, and I don't know, it's really hard to see that, 0.85 panel wattage, okay, and the efficiency was 0.85. Now it's a little higher efficiency, 0.81. And you would get the average number of kilowatt hours. You would get the number of panels with that equation. So what you do to get the total number of kilowatt hours you need, you have each month. And so if you use 2,000 kilowatt hours in, August, and 3,000 in July, and 1,500 in April, you take each one of those months and you add them together, and that's how many kilowatt hours you need in a full year. And so I hope this microphone's working. It's a brand new microphone. I got it plugged in. So let me know. I hope you can hear me. If not, I'll have to redo this. So it's not going to be a long video anyway. But you want to know how many kilowatt hours you use in a full year, because any solar person, any solar salesperson, any solar company, they're going to try to sell you a system that basically produces X number of kilowatt hours in a year. So if you know how many kilowatt hours you need to produce, to be fully, solar powered all year, you'll know if that number is too high or commonly too low. You want the number of solar, here's the number of power, the amount of kilowatt hours you use. You want the solar number to be higher, maybe 5 to 10% higher. If there's a change in, how many people live in the house, or maybe it's a really hot summer, you want to have a little bit of a buffer. Also, big reason you want to have a buffer is the degradation rate. It's usually about 0.5% per year that the panels are going to degrade. So in 10 years, you'll have about 95% of the production you had in year one, right? So you want to have that buffer so that years and years down the road, decades down the road even, your solar is still producing enough to power the whole house. So if it's producing not enough, right, you'll just pay the power company for that difference if you're grid tied, which is okay. But the leading cause of complaints in the solar industry is that your system is underproducing. So there's a company, and I'll be doing an expose on this company very soon. I've got a complete recording from a Ring doorbell from one of my electrician friends who got pitched to him. Someone knocked on his door trying to sell him solar, right? And it was this company, and they had this gimmick of, we'll match your power bill. Even if you have a low power bill, if your power bill is $50 a month, we'll match it. So your solar payment's only $50 a month. But guess what happens? They still average maybe $20, $25, maybe even $30 a month to the power company. Some months their solar will be all they need, like April or May, for instance, when they're not using a lot of power and their solar is really pumping out the kilowatts. Because again, right now, towards the end of June are the longest days. So April and May leading up to June were really productive long days, and it wasn't that hot out. So most people aren't running the air conditioners, and they're producing more power with solar than their home needs, and they're pushing that back onto the grid. It's running their neighbors' refrigerators. It's really a great system, decentralized generation of solar on all these rooftops. But in summer, they'll use that power and maybe even more than their solar's producing. And then in winter, they won't have any credits with net metering built up to carry them through winter. So for the full year, they'll still pay $300, let's say, for electricity, even though they had a $600 power bill before. If their average power bill was $50, this company will do a price match guarantee, give them a $50 solar payment, but it's not covering all of their power. So let's just say a number pulling out of my head of around maybe a $50 solar payment is 8,000 kilowatt hours per year that the home needs. And they'll give them a system that produces 4,000 kilowatt hours, right? They need 8,000. Their system produces 4,000. They need a system that produces 8,500, right? 9,000 kilowatt hours to be fully solar. But the company, because they charge what they charge, that payment would be $70 a month, right? And they can't really sell that. So they give you a $50 a month solar payment, and you still have a $20 or $30 power bill as far as the average all year. So that customer goes from paying $600 a year to $800-900 a year. Their power bills went up. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's a sales gimmick. Will match your power bill, but they're really not giving you the right amount of kilowatt hours all year for your solar. So that's the number one thing you need to know if you're looking to invest or go solar. And if you want, we can help you for free. Check out awakensolar.com, schedule a free call with me. I can look at bids that you've gotten or bids that you're going to get. I can even shop solar for you, look at all the companies in your area and tell you which one I would recommend and why, and evaluate, apples to apples as far as equipment, things that I recommend, the experience I have, what you want. The other thing you can ask, here's a little tip that I didn't plan on covering in this quick summer solstice video, is NABCEP. This is my NABCEP certification. So North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners. I know it's backwards because I'm using the selfie webcam because I don't have enough followers yet. So again, share, like, subscribe to these kind of videos and Awaken Solar on YouTube. And I'll hopefully be able to do mobile camera live sessions where I have the camera facing me. But NABCEP, the North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners, this is actually kind of like a degree that I passed, and I have a little number here, and you can look it up in their national directory. They're a nationally accredited certified energy practitioner, right, registry. They give you a test. It's in a testing facility. You have to study for it. You have to pass it. And if someone you're talking to for solar, or a company that you're talking to has a lot of NABCEP certifications in their staff, or the salesperson even could be NABCEP certified. It's not very common, but that means they know what they're talking about. And they'll definitely, I would imagine that if they're NABCEP certified, I would hope that they would explain how kilowatt hours work and what your system's going to produce in kilowatt hours, and so that it meets your needs. Here's one other tip. Maybe you have a bigger power bill, a few $100s per month, and you say, look, I want to make a minimal investment in solar. I want it to pay off as quickly as possible. What I've done with people is shown them that, at least in Idaho, and I'm sure other states have similar rate structures, is that it's a tiered billing structure. In Idaho, the more power you use, the more you pay. In summertime, the rate goes up about 50% for electricity. The first 800 kilowatts per month have the base rate. The next 400 kilowatts, it goes up, and anything above 1,200 kilowatt hours per month in one given billing period, like when your meter is read, if it's read on the 15th of June, then from June to July 15th, however many kilowatts you use, that's your billing month. And in Idaho, if you use over 1,200, you're paying the highest tier. So what I would do for a customer paying $200 or $300 per month sometimes, and I would explain this to them, is that, hey, look, we'll use half as many solar panels, or maybe we'll use 60% of what you need to be 100% solar. And what that does is it knocks you out of those higher tiers. The solar keeps your monthly total from being over, let's say, 800 or 1,200 kilowatt hours per month. And you don't have to buy as much solar. So what will happen is they'll have, let's say, a $300 power bill. We'll do a $150 solar payment, right? So they're paying $150 for their solar, but now they're not paying $150 for electricity anymore, because the $150 that the solar is offset is all tier 3 costs, right? It's all the highest, most expensive power, 12, 13, 14 cents per kilowatt hour in Idaho. And now they're paying $100 or $120 for their average power bill with the utility company. So that means, they're paying $270 instead of $300 per month. They're saving 10% on their electricity. That's something I've done to give people, you're immediately going to start saving money because you're paying 10% less for electricity. It's a no-brainer. You can even do that with the whole bill, but sometimes the roof is limited with how much space we have to put panels. There are other objections or reasons that they don't want to do a full offset system. Maybe they're thinking about selling and they just want to have a small solar system to offset cost for the next few years, and then they can also market and sell the home as a solar home. That's another thing I'll be covering in my book on going solar, is that you basically want to make sure you get a realtor and appraiser that knows solar. There are certifications for green certified realtors. Most realtors, what I've found, especially in states where solar is not as common, is they don't want to do the extra work to answer questions about solar. They don't really, if they're selling a home with solar, I've seen listings where they don't even mention it. It has value to the new owner. It's proven, it's there. And if you are a realtor out there who's selling a home with solar, we can help you. We can show you exactly what you need to know, answer any questions that buyers may have, and really help you get a little more money on your percent that you sell the home for, if you can sell it for a higher value because you show the value that solar has. So have a happy summer solstice in 2021, and we'll look to give you more value very soon with future videos talking about solar, energy efficiency products, and just the energy world and the energy industry in general. And I can't wait to make some more fun videos. Have a great day.